Hey, this is a Level Up Lounge special premiere. It's not really an episode, it is the McFly takeover, is what I call it. Sister, she couldn't join me because she didn't watch Daredevil yet. She usually watches that with the fam. I watched it, and I'm here to give you my take on it. I'm gonna start off by saying it was an amazing episode to me. Before I get into the episode, once again, if you look in the details of this video, the description rather, it should be our links where you can follow us across social medias. Also, the giveaway is still active, closer and closer. 10 away as of today. Before it's two things that have to be finished before the actual giveaway starts. One, the 50 followers on Twitch, and the second one is it's another criteria that I have to complete on Twitch, but that's back end stuff. We'll deal with that. I'm not even worried about that. Soon as I get 50, the giveaway starts. So I'm not even worried about that back end stuff. Let's move right along. I told you, follow us across all social medias if you can. We appreciate y'all joining us every week. Some of these vids won't be live. They'll be video on demand type things because schedules do change for us in our personal lives. But enough of that. Let's get into the show. Daredevil Born Again, episode 4, Sic Semper Systema. You can see Frank on the back. If you're watching this video, you already know that he is in here. I think I predicted it. I'm going to say I did, and you guys can
acknowledge me.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. I'm reading off I got a little script as I watched the episode. I took some notes because I wanted to remember everything. Well, the key moments that I took away from it. Oh yeah, we got the intro showed the Muse. I really don't know a lot about this villain, so I had to look up some things. Looking around the internet, the actor that plays the Muse, it says Hunter Doohan. I looked it up. He was the son in Your Honor. Anyway, I looked up some of the traits and characteristics of this Muse character. Like I said, I don't know everything about comics. I know a lot, but not everything. Let me read off some of this guy's abilities. Okay. The Muse is a villain in Daredevil, introduced in Daredevil 2015, number 11, by writer Charles Soule. I hope I'm getting his name correct. And artist Ron Garney. He is a psychotic and highly dangerous serial killer with a twisted artistic vision, using blood, graffiti, and other disturbing materials to create art from his victims. Muse's key traits: superhuman agility and speed, lack of eyeballs. Now I'm gonna have to come back to that one because I mean maybe they're changing it for the show because I seen eyeballs at the end of that episode 4. I seen eyeballs, but hey, lack of eyeballs. Maybe that's just a mask thing. Maybe as he evolves his character, if he lives that long through the whole season or 2 seasons or whatever they got going on, we'll see. He's an obsessive artistic vision. He considers himself an artist and treats crime scenes as his masterpieces. Okay, we kind of seen that. Violent and unpredictable. Yeah, he got a few storylines. You can do your own research into that character if you want to, but I was just trying to lay some type of foundation down about him so we can both understand who he is for all of us who are not in the know. Yeah, so that was a brief introduction to him. We saw him carrying somebody. Yeah. If I can remember right, it was just him carrying somebody. So we get something else at the end to follow that up, but let's just go with that. Cool introduction, I guess. It built up the atmosphere of the episode, which I thought was going to be all about the Muse and Frank, but we'll get to that. Yeah, what we got next? What we got next? Introduction, I got that. We get to a scene where we see Matt getting a client. Well, the guy that was being arrested for stealing 2 boxes of Crunch and Munch, I guess that's what it was. And the cops were eating it, had him on the curb. You know how that. I'm not going to get all political in here, but we know how that go. So we get down to where we were. Matt introduces himself, picks the guy up. The guy sees a blind lawyer, you know, like any of us would. We're like, oh man, we got this guy over here. But he they take him and they go talk. The guy says he wants probation. Matt said that might not be possible. The guy's adamant on getting probation. Matt leaves out, seems frustrated. The guy is too, as both should be. Matt goes out and flirts with the DA. They have a conversation. They have some type of rapport. So they have a back and forth, friendly interaction, debate, but they're both doing their jobs at the same time, which I found it was good. I like I like the way they interacted with each other in that scene. So it eventually got down to 10 days. The DA was willing to give that man 10 days. Matt knew it would be a problem, but he was like, hey, this is the best I can do. So he was walking back to his client when he saw the dirty cop. The cop that I ain't gonna say we all. I thought that he was the one that killed the white tiger in the end of last week's episode. But I was wrong, because Matt, he listened to his heartbeat and he pretty much realized that he was telling the truth. And I realized it too, as we all did. Like, darn it, it wasn't him. So, yeah, I mean, I got that one. Detective wasn't lying. Then Matt walks back into the chamber with his client. He goes on to tell his client that he got him 10 days. Best he can do. And I was a little frustrated. I stepped outside of the client's shoes for a minute, and I was frustrated that dude wasn't just willing to accept that 10 days. Like, you stole something, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna have to do some time. But as I sat there and thought about it, I'm like, nah, yo, if I felt a certain way about something and my lawyer was trying to, buck back at me, I'm like, yo, do your job. Get me what I want. I realize that it might not be possible, but I'm paying you. So do your best to get me what I want. Whatever. I can see it on both sides. But yeah, that scene wound up being really good. I loved it. I loved how they were playing a game of verbal tennis, back and forth. I love that. I love drama and storytelling, along with my action and comics and all that cinematic stuff. I love all of that. But I love a great story and great acting, and the discourse that they were having in that scene was great. What I got next? Sorry about the dead air. I be trying to cram a lot of stuff in, so I have to write things down so some certain things don't disappear into the ether. I realized something that Wilson Fisk and I have in common. We both hate the song "We Built This City on Rock and Roll." We both got that in common. Wilson Fisk, the mayor of Marvel's New York City in Daredevil Born Again, and I both hate that song. He hates it because of all the stuff he was going through in the episode. I hate it because I just don't like it. And I love a lot of rock and roll songs. I love all types of music. But I don't like that song. Alright, moving right along. Yeah. Baby Soprano, I think his name is Michael in real life. Baby Soprano, he really loves Wilson Fisk. He is a Fisk supporter through and through. That when he got caught up, I thought Wilson was gonna deal with yo. I mean, I thought the Kingpin was gonna come out. The Kingpin was gonna deal with him, and then when Lady jumped in, he was gonna deal with her. But my man laid it on him thick. He laid it on him thick, pause. He was like, yo, I love you. No matter what you do to me, I'm going to support you. There's nothing you can do to make me not support you. Nothing. Use my man to the end. That's loyalty, B. That is loyalty. He said, from a distance, I'ma support you, bro. Wilson saw that, was like, all right, I got a ride or die right here. This dude, he willing to, you know what I mean, do certain things for me. I ain't talking about no weird stuff. I'm talking about if I need some work taken care of, he gonna handle that. So he was like, I'm gonna keep him around. And then yo was really, once Wilson told my man that he could stay, yo was still talking, trying to talk himself out the job. That was crazy, but something's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm still looking at that. But Wilson told that man, if you ever do something like this again, that'll be the last thing you ever do. And that lady looked right there like, oh, I think he's coming back. The Kingpin is coming back. One thing I did not like when they showed Matt going back to the crime scene, using his super hearing and super senses to detect everything. One thing I didn't like is how this man just pulled out his walking stick. And just knocked the little he knocked the little shorty that was on the street over, and it rolled. It so happened to roll down the street and into the exact location the casing of the bullet went. Come on, bro. Now, I know it's one thing for me to believe in a teenager that got bit by a spider and received spider powers to shoot webbing, even though, depending on what comic you prefer, webs come out of him or he make web shooters. Anyway, and he swings through New York City. Or I could just stick with the subject at hand, that we got a superhuman blind man that dresses like a devil, but by day he's a blind lawyer. But I can't believe that rolling bottle thing. But I digress. Okay, we on our way to another scene that I think was the most amazing scene of this episode, and maybe these 4 episodes so far. It was the Punisher and Daredevil scene, their first meeting of this series. It was great. Frank seems to be losing his mind. Well, he was one box of nails short of a Home Depot. But I don't even know if that came out right. If y'all get it, y'all get it. If y'all don't, y'all don't. But he looked like he been struggling down there for a minute. He ain't hiding, not really taking too much care of himself. But he on task. I seen all the guns hanging up. He got stuff around, but he's still on mission. He like forget trying to save lives. And Matt talking to him, I guess trying to get him to come back up and save lives, but Frank ain't trying to deal with none of that. He want to finish. I think he wants to get back in action the way he did things. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just guessing. Maybe I'm on the wrong path. Well, I am just guessing, but maybe I'm just on the wrong path. Excuse me. I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh yeah. Frank got that emotion out of Matt when he started talking about Foggy. I mean, Matt punched Frank and then apologized. Frank said, "Why apologize?" I mean, they had a great scene together, and it continued. I'm not gonna go verbatim what was said, but I wrote amazing. But before I wrote amazing, I said this was a great scene. Until when they finished, I scratched great out and put amazing. I really loved it. We moved along and got to see the Daredevil helmets. It was like 6 that I counted. I really didn't rewind and go back, but I've seen about 5 to 6. It's really, I mean, I just can't wait till he put the suit on. We seen him at the end practicing on the rooftop, so maybe we getting closer and closer. We saw Fisk got Adam all locked up. I knew Adam was somewhere. Fisk was doing something. I thought maybe Fisk was banging the wall. That's why his knuckles was messed up. But he might be beating up Adam. I don't know. He might be beating up Adam. But yeah. I think we're getting near the end of that episode. Oh yeah, we had a after, I guess, a stinger. It was showing Muse again, carrying the guy, showing all his tubes and stuff where I guess he gets the blood to make his paint, his paintings around the city. They showed the victim getting ready for his next, I guess, masterpiece. But yeah. I'm really rocking with Daredevil Born Again. Rocking with it. Oh, it's upside down. Rocking with it. You heard me. Rocking with that. Daredevil Born Again. Great show. I give this episode an 8 out of 5 though. 8 out of 5. I love it, man. I love this show. I know people might see the 8.5 and say, you love the show. You said 2 of the scenes in it were, one was amazing and one was great, but you still gave it an 8.5. Because I'm leaving room for improvement, because there might be other scenes where the dialogue is amazing, but then you include scenes where there's action, fighting, and all type of other crazy stuff. That might work out to be a 10 to me. So I'm leaving room. I think that's it. I think that's what I wanted to go over today with this episode. It was great. I had to do a one-off because I couldn't just let this week go and skip this episode, not talk about it, just because Ebony couldn't. Me and her are going to have a talk later about it. Maybe we'll bring it up on another show, on the next show. And I think that's about it. This was just a one-off show. I had to do this. We couldn't talk about Daredevil on the main show. You know, I told you at the beginning of this. But I had to get an episode in where I tell you guys how much I appreciate this show so far. I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, the acting, the atmosphere, the potential places that the story is going to. It's a beautiful thing, baby. Beautiful thing. See you guys on the Real Level Up Lounge show, episode 3, I think we're at. Yeah, it's probably gonna drop before this video, so in turn you would have already saw me. So until next week, guys. Appreciate y'all. Much love and